Hey, good morning and welcome to the fourth hour of the Greg Belfrage Show. I'm a little giddy. I, I will acknowledge it right up front. I'm a little bit giddy this morning. I'm laughing at a few things that I'm looking at here this morning and want to share with you. Thanks for being part of the fourth hour. I really, really do appreciate it. Hey, Steve Marino, good to see you this morning. All right, let's the meltdown. The meltdown is underway. There's a story at the New York Post. Here we go. We'll start with Greg says happy days are here again. I think that's how many of us feel, but not everybody. As you can see, Cardi B, Alec Baldwin, they're fuming. Cardi B in particular. What is the matter with So somebody read aloud a comment from a fan that said, Cardi, we need you at the Trump inauguration. And she said, I swear to God, I'm going to blank you up. Get away. Get away from me. So this video is already, I'm sick of you. Burn your hats. Oh, baby. There's no way I'm burning this hat. Nah, it's not going to happen. I put it on, in fact, just in honor of you this morning, Cardi B. Burn your epic hats, blank. I'm really sad. I swear to God, I'm really sad. Really? Because it kind of sounds like you're angry. I don't know. Certainly sounds that way to me. Let's see who else is melting down. It's just crazy. There's a bunch of them I see. There we go. Quentin Tarantino. I'm so sorry, he said. America dead at 248. He posted on Instagram. I genuinely did everything I could possibly do. Here's the thing. Wasn't in your hands, man. It wasn't in your hands. Wasn't up to you. Alec Baldwin shared a photo of a black screen on Instagram with no caption. So black, dark days. And there's more. What is Stephen King doing now? This is Christina Applegate. Why? Give me your reasons why. My child is sobbing because her rights as a woman may be taken away. Why? And if you disagree, please unfollow me, she wrote on X. What is the matter? Your child is sobbing. Why are you getting your kids all worked up over an election? That is just crazy. Excuse me. I'm going to mute my microphone here for just a moment. I'm coughing. But it's just absolutely crazy what we see. Okay, I want to get back to this story. No, I lost it, didn't I? Here we go. I think I can. No. No. Okay. This is what happens when you're really kind of inept. I can barely walk. Here we go. Okay. Andy Cohen. We will persist. We will move forward. Then he had written on X earlier, so the election isn't rigged. And this just goes on. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy. John Cusack. The fact that a country would choose to destroy itself by voting in a convicted felon, rapist, and Nazi. I mean, this is just how, and it just goes on. So the reaction from the left is now, as I talked about this morning, the last thing I want to do is try to rub anybody's, face in it that you lost, but it's just absolutely incredible. These people are melting down. And which I fully expected to happen. I think the next 24 hours is going to be very revealing in terms of the amount of people who are just melting down. Yeah, Jay is talking about that Will Ferrell ad that I showed you the other day. It's Gary's fault. Yeah, yeah. So that's who I'm blaming. I'm blaming blaming Gary. It's a lot of great comments. So I love having so many of you here. There's a lot of joy on the part of many of us. I know that there are those, and I heard this in a few of the calls this morning. You know, they are they're pessimists. They always look at the glass as half empty. They're those kind of folks. And I don't offer that as a criticism. I'm not that kind of person. I look at the glass as half full. That there are good things, and I had one caller this morning, oh, the number of people who voted for Kamala Harris. I don't worry about that. I really don't. I think we worry too much about what other people are doing. First of all, I can't change those folks, right? I don't have it within my power, my ability to be able to change those folks and what they think. Not that I would even want to. I celebrate freedom, and I don't mean just freedom for me. I mean freedom for everybody. As much as I was just laughing at some of the reaction to, Hollywood actors and others on the left to the victory by Donald Trump yesterday. I absolutely understand that's their right. I just find it to be such a waste. If you're always morose and I do not want to be that kind of person. I just don't. That's not who I am. And it's really unfortunate, I think, that so many folks are that way. And I was really, really pleasantly surprised to hear from you this morning. I shouldn't say surprised. I was just glad that there were so many optimistic calls during the show this morning. And I love that. Absolutely love it. But man, the pessimism out there, and then just the Hollywood crowd and their reaction to Trump winning. It's a little bit more than I can take. Let's see what else I had to share with you. I got a number of stories that I wanted to share with you here this morning. What are the Democratic pundits question whether Biden should have been replaced on the ballot? Joe Biden actually would have performed better than Kamala Harris did. And so now Democrats are they are reflecting, did we do the wrong thing? You think? I mean, I thought it was the wrong thing. I'm not a Joe Biden guy. I'm not a Joe Biden supporter. But I thought taking him off the ballot when he was clearly I think forcing him to step down and then, putting Kamala Harris out there. And the campaign that she ran was just absolutely awful. I mean, who in the world thought that was a good campaign? I mean, she wasn't out there. It was nothing. It was a campaign of nothing but joy, lots of joy. Is it joyful today in the Kamala Harris camp? I don't think so. So again, I really don't want to rub anybody's face in it, but it's just absolutely incredible the reaction that you see. I pulled up a few of these stories. Oh, do you see Elon Musk at Twitter? Take a look at this. Elon Musk. Remember him with the sink? Let that sink in. after he had bought Twitter and he carried in the sink and there were photos of him. And so here's him in the Oval Office. Let that sink in. I thought that was absolutely incredible. I think I just really love Elon Musk for his sense of humor, among other things. There were a number of things that X that got my attention as we talk about, I was talking about the people who are threatening to leave the country and all of this. A number of them, among those folks, were Rob Reiner, actor Rob Reiner, Meathead, you remember from All in the Family. So Rob Reiner said of Trump when he was going to set himself on fire. This is what Rob Reiner says. So somebody on X posted this. Rob Reiner right now. Oh, just how do you not laugh at a lot of this stuff? I just think you have to. You've got to. You got to take it all in stride. Kathy, I appreciate your comment, and this is the point I was trying to make on the air this morning. Praise God. And I really, last night before I went to bed, number of times yesterday, in fact, after I left after I had voted, as I got home and I was thinking about the vote, and I had just tears running down my face, and I'm just like, Lord, there's nothing I can do about this. I've done what I can. It's up to you. It's your will. Let your will be done. And that's really the way that I've looked at it. Now, some will mock me for that, but that doesn't bother me at all. But it was nice to see that God has not given up on America. And I hope that America does not give up on the values that have made America pretty exceptional. Okay, let's see. Oh, this is a piece from the Washington Examiner. Trump's campaign saw momentum rise Tuesday evening as Harris supporters at Howard University faced disappointment. She never showed up and they sent everybody home. So they were neck and neck nationally. What did you make of that? I didn't believe a lot of the polls that were out there. And it was like, this is going to be close. Based on the polls, yeah, it was going to be close. Based on the polls. I just continue to believe that people are not honest with pollsters. They are not honest with pollsters. And I just think polls are increasingly irrelevant. But so Trump's, this was it. Trump making these massive inroads with Black and Latino voters. Pretty significant, and it made a difference. Those voters absolutely made a difference. And in fact, there's another piece that will lead me into, I'll come back to that. Yeah, here we go. This is a piece from, I think, justthenews.com. Trump's improbable comeback. And they're talking, this justthenews.com. And so Trump was poised. I did not mention this on the air this morning. Donald Trump becomes only the second American president to secure non-consecutive terms. In other words, he was elected, and then Joe Biden was elected, and now Trump elected again. That has not been done since Grover Cleveland a century ago. Grover Cleveland did the same thing. And Donald Trump, but the difference being, and they spell it out here at justthenews.com, Trump was impeached, acquitted twice, indicted 4 times, facing 2 assassination attempts, and an avalanche of lawfare, the likes of which you and I have never seen before in our lives. And he defeated all of that. And honestly, I believe it's because, well, it's transparent as hell. You and I saw through it. You and I were, I mean, you don't have to be a genius. So much of this stuff is just powers of observation, common sense. Just employ your common sense. So it was obvious to you and me what the Democrats were doing with this lawfare against Donald Trump. But the Democrats, oh, they're so sneaky. They're so sly. That's what they think. They think they're oh, so sly. Just absolutely incredible. So Trump, not only to come back, but only the second American president to win non-consecutive terms. That says a lot about how the country feels about Donald Trump. Just absolutely incredible. So let's see what they're saying. Even more consequential than his personal journey, Trump engineered a once-in-a-generation political realignment, one more deep and pervasive than his 2016 shocker. Yeah, I agree with that. It's just absolutely incredible what you saw happening. The shifts toward Trump were jarring for Democrats. Trump cut the Democrat margin of victory in half in one of America's darkest blue states, New York, and by 2/3 in Democrat stronghold Illinois. He won Florida. It's just absolutely incredible. I think this election, what is going to be written about this election, I mean, will be this will be studied. Uh, I can't even hazard a guess as to how long the rise of Trump and what Trump accomplished, especially now with this election, will be studied for a long time, assuming we don't ruin the country first. Trying to look at some of your Jeff. Jeff says, I can't wait to watch The View this morning. Yeah, the meltdowns, I think. That'll be the story of the show tomorrow, will be a lot of the meltdowns. There was a story at the New York Post. I will see if I can find it. First, I want to just share this screen. This is the New York Post, and there's the map. Look at that map. It's absolutely incredible. How much of the country was swept by Republicans. Just amazing. And you can see where the Democrat, power base is at. And Minnesota standing out like a sore blue thumb. Minnesota, Illinois, and the rest of it's all on the coast. But all of the America's heartland went for Trump. And I never doubted that. I really never doubted that folks in not only the Midwest, it's even beyond that, would go for Trump. Just absolutely incredible. At least I hope that. But again, I had my doubts yesterday. I didn't want to, I've been very careful about talking about this election. I didn't want to call it. And as I heard people calling it, and I think this is going to happen, and I thought, I have no idea. And I did not ever want to present anything different to you. I just wanted to tell you, okay, here's what's happening. Here's what we know. And you take it and do with it what you will. I really didn't want to speculate as to who was going to win. But suffice it to say, I was overjoyed when I woke up this morning and took a look at it. And it's not only because of the presidential election. There was something else here. Before I move on to some of the statewide issues. Liz Cheney. Yeah. Calling on all Americans to accept Trump's victory. So she acknowledged his victory. Our nation's democratic system functioned last night. We have a new president-elect. All Americans are bound, whether we like the outcome or not, to accept the results of our elections. They surely they surely have not shown that previously. And then she goes on, "We need to do everything we can to support and defend our Constitution, preserve the rule of law." Oh, yeah, give us a break. Just more of the same. So let's take a look at the I wanna see some of, Denise asking, "Do you think the Democrats are going to figure out that they're out of touch with most of the people?" It's a great question, Denise, because if this is not a wake-up call, what would be? You know what I mean? They've been trounced. They not only have lost the presidency, they've lost the US Senate, and I believe the House. Um, they have been absolutely trounced. And if they have got to change. I think even you see Democrats in the media who seem to be saying this. And the story that I shared earlier, Democrats are wondering should they have replaced Joe Biden. Now, clearly, she was not any better than Joe Biden. In fact, she was a lot worse. She was not pulling Joe Biden's numbers in a number of areas and states where she was not performing nearly as well as Joe Biden had been. So she was not Joe Biden, and Americans saw that and recognized that. Who exactly is she? I don't think anybody knows, and I don't think you and I are ever going to find out. It's just absolutely incredible. The Jeff said Liz Cheney's trying to escape prosecution for January 6th role once Trump is inaugurated. Here's the thing about Donald Trump's speech last night. He really, I think, if he wants to bring the country together, that is a pretty incredible job. I mean, that's a pretty impossible task to bring the entire country together. I mean, stop and think about it. These people are just, all the comments and a lot of these folks that I have just been sharing with you this morning, they are off the wall, you know, loony. How do you bring Americans together? Um, that's going to be a tall order. I think Trump has got his work cut out for him. It's going to be tough, but I was really deeply respected the way he approached it last night, where he was calling for the country to come together and we're going to be working on bringing the country together. And, that once the economy is more solid. And speaking of the economy, did you hear Fox News Radio? As I was going off the air this morning, Wall Street was up like 1,200 points this morning. So Wall Street is already rebounding, largest gain on Wall Street in quite some period of time. So that's already going on, and Joe Biden is still in the White House. So what's going to be happening moving forward, I think, will be absolutely incredible. David brings up a great point. At the end of the Civil War, Lincoln had the band play Dixie. And, that's what Lincoln and Trump, certainly two grossly different people. But that spirit, I think Donald Trump was channeling some of that last night in trying to reach out and say, we're going to bring the country together, and recognizing that. And again, you can say what you want about the Trump campaign. Look at the people that he was bringing into the campaign. Elon Musk, Tulsi Gabbard, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., all of these who were either had previously been Democrats or been liberals and now supporting Donald Trump. I mean, I was amazed that Democrats didn't see what was happening right in front of their very eyes. I mean, how did they not see Man, we're losing our base. We're totally lost our base. We've lost our way. I don't honestly. They are so deep. I don't know. I really can't. I can't even describe it. But they're so deep in it that it's just incredible. Because I thought, how many people do you need to leave the party and then go out? I mean, like Elon Musk on Joe Rogan last week. Did you watch that? That was an incredible interview, and I talked about it the other day, but I just found that to be an incredible interview that Elon Musk did with Joe Rogan. But you've got and he was until a few years ago um Democrat giving, money, a donor, Democrat donor, and completely now not only changing to okay, I'm here in the middle, saying I'm supporting Donald Trump. I mean, how could you not see the exodus of these high profile people and not go, man, we've got a serious, serious problem here? And I think excuse me, got to blow my nose here. Sorry. I think the way that Joe Biden got forced out of the contest, got forced out of the race, um, it was his. He had won the Democrat primaries, and they just absolutely shoved him out. Are Democrats? Did they learn a lesson from this? I mean, time will tell. My guess would be no. I mean, they haven't learned from anything else. Why would they learn from this? But they may. We'll see. But Trump was just absolutely dominant. Okay, I talked about some statewide stuff, and I wanted to share. This is from South Dakota Secretary of State. You see the incredible voter turnout. Take a look at this. 63% of registered voters who voted. And look at that number. 393,000, in excess of that, who voted in South Dakota yesterday. That's just huge. So really incredible. The statewide ballot questions, the only thing that I had voted in favor of was this one about the Medicaid benefits. And you saw that 56%, but everything else went down. 58% voted against Amendment E. Amendment G, which was regarding the right to life for many of us, 60% who voted that down. Constitutional Amendment H, the top two primary elections. I hated that one. Seriously, that was one. If I marked one a little bit darker than the others on my ballot yesterday, it was that friggin' Amendment H. I absolutely hated that thing. And what it would have done to the statewide Republican Party. And I know not all of you are Republicans and not all of you are from South Dakota, but it would have just destroyed the Republican Party in South Dakota. And I think Republicans saw right through that. They saw right through everything. Initiated Measure 28. That was originally the grocery tax, and then it became consumables. And see, this is, I can't help but wonder if some of the people who are behind these measures, like Rick Weiland, how many times does Rick Weiland need to get his ass kicked before he stops? I mean, we have seen him fail time and time and time and time and time again. How many times is he going to need to be defeated before he stops trying to turn South Dakota into a Democratic state? Oh, man. He'll be back. He'll be back again. Forgive me. I got all of these emotions from the election that I have not been sharing with you on the air that are coming out. Initiated Measure 29 regarding recreational use of marijuana. I voted in favor of medicinal use of marijuana. Recreational use of marijuana, I think South Dakota took a look at what happened in Colorado and what recreational use of marijuana did to the state of Colorado and said, no, thank you. We don't want any part of that. Pretty incredible. And then initiated measure, or excuse me, the referred law 21. That was the carbon capture pipeline bill, the so-called landowners bill of rights, defeated by 60%, which I think was an incredible victory for South Dakota landowners. That landowner bill of rights, and it was no such thing. And then I got an email this morning. I did not share this on the air, but I got to share it with you this morning. Forgive me as I'm clunking my way through my phone here. That Summit Carbon Solutions sent out a news release at just after 7 a.m. this morning. Summit Carbon Solutions will apply for a permit in South Dakota. Oh no, don't do it. They will apply for a permit on November 19th. Our focus continues, excuse me, my phone. Our continues to be with working with landowners and ensuring the long-term viability of ethanol and agriculture in the state. Projects like ours have successfully navigated South Dakota's existing regulatory landscape in the past. We will continue to operate within the current framework, knowing that the future of ethanol and agriculture is vital to our shared success. So, Summit Carbon Solutions is going to be at it again. They're not done with this. It'll be interesting to see what happens. So they'll be applying for a permit on November 19th, they said. So working with landowners. Now, that'll be a nice change, I think, because we haven't seen Summit Carbon Solutions willing to work with landowners previously. And as to did they learn their lesson? It remains to be seen. I had a landowner who called this morning. You may have heard it. She was almost in tears, really, really glad that this measure had been defeated and it had been rejected by people across the state. And she's like, she was talking about Poet and being an investor in Poet and a belief in ethanol. I'm a believer in ethanol too. Every time I fill my vehicle, I'm filling it with ethanol. And I use the 15% blend. I do it each and every time I fill up. And I've had some mixed feelings about that because of all of this. What they were doing to landowners and was really kind of troubling to me. And I'm not a landowner, I'm an apartment dweller. And I watched that and I'm like, you don't have to be a landowner to recognize that a lot of these things were really frustrating and really wrong, really kind of incredible. But she was in tears, just really overjoyed. And I think that's one of the things that I really love about our state. This is what I love about South Dakota, is South Dakotans are really down to earth, Main Street, common sense people. And they're smart. They get it. And they told the legislature, I hope the legislature, our state legislature, I hope they came away with the message to knock it off, and to quit pushing this stuff down the throats of people in the state. Start working for the people instead of imposing your will on the people. And I think South Dakotans recognized it, especially landowners, And so this was a big victory, I think, for South Dakota landowners. I think it was just a big victory for freedom, for liberty all across our state yesterday. So I was as I saw the results this morning, um, I there were a lot of honestly, there was a lot of joy over that, and just a lot of optimism. And I think looking forward, again, I don't envy Donald Trump. I think he's got a tough job ahead of him, given the fact what Joe Biden has done and what the Democrats have done to our country. Um, Donald Trump, I love him, but I don't think it's going to be as easy to fix a number of these things. Um, and I hope he proves me wrong. I've never wanted to be proven wrong more than I do right now. That I'm putting a lot of faith in him, as I think so many of us did. So we'll leave it there for today. I want to thank you so much for letting me join you. Hit that like button before you go. If you do that, I'd be very appreciative to you. Thanks so much for spending part of your day with me. And take care. Hope you have a great day. So long until tomorrow, my friend. Talk to you again soon.